Hello, everybody. It's Lord Magicus here, and Jess.
Hi.
Jess has been on here before, though you have not seen her before. But yeah, we're back. We're playing more Merfolk in Modern. It's been a while. We took the holidays off here, so all right. And we've had a banned and restricted announcement since we did this, so we should probably look at this. Here we go. Uh, so Modern is like all over the place right now. We had the One Ring got banned, Amped Raptor got banned, and Gigantha got banned. So 3 cards that were in the energy deck all got banned. Nuked into oblivion. Alright, the One Ring was in like so many decks though. But energy got hit with Raptor and Gigantha. I think just probably all the companions should just be banned at this point. They've pretty much proven that anyone that's even moderately playable is just, it's a problem, but what are you going to do? We're getting there slowly. But in addition to that, as kind of an apology for making us wait so long, they unbanned Mox Opal, they unbanned Green Sun Zenith, they unbanned Faithless Looting, and finally, they unbanned Splinter Twin. The thing is, we don't even know if like some of these cards are actually good in Modern right now. Like, Mox Opal is probably busted as hell. Faithless Looting is also probably busted as hell. Green Sun Zenith, I'm not sure about. Like, it's not immediately clear that this card is better than like Summoner's Pact or Court of Calling in a lot of cases. And it's also not immediately clear if Splinter Twin's even a good deck at this point, because it just kind of plays this clunky 4-mana enchantment that, like, yeah, it's super easy to disrupt. You have so many cards now that interact with it that didn't used to, like Beseiju, Otawara, you have Force of Vigor, Force of Negation, Flare of Denial. Like, there's so many ways. Even Solitude can do it. There, all these 0-mana things that are like things that are not like actual spells can disrupt this. So they can't like protect it with like counter spells sometimes, or if they tap out, like, you could always have 0-mana spells to disrupt it. So who knows if this is actually good anymore? But I guess we're gonna find out.
I think the last time I was here, they were gonna ban the One Ring, so it took a while for them
Oh
to
yeah,
ban
it
that.
did. But it's finally here. It's banned.
I think it was like what 2-3 months ago.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
They should have banned this card like a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
And it was only like finally now.
Yeah.
I think it's because they finished selling through all their holiday promo reprints of it that they're like, all right, now we can ban it. Sad, like, I'm joking, but also not really joking. Like, that's actually probably a significant part of the reason it took so long to ban it. They don't want to ban a card that they're just like using to sell their holiday product. That's just, yeah, that's not their business. So it's sad that it works that way, but so be it.
Money, money, money.
Speaking of money, 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 if you are planning on getting this Mox Opal here, this is supposed to be reprinted soon, and same thing with like Splinter Twin. Like, I don't know about Zenith, but I'm pretty sure at least these two are probably going to be reprinted in the near future. So before you start shilling out like, $200 or whatever for these opals, you might want to just take a step back. Maybe consider the rental service for a month or two before buying them. That's all I'm saying.
You
Yeah.
could rent cards.
Oh yeah, I do actually. I use Mana Trader, so I don't have to buy all the new cards that I want to play in my deck, like say Ghost Vacuum, which is a card that I've only recently started playing with. Um, yeah, instead what I do is I use Mana Traders, so I can just rent the cards that I want to play with each week, and then they'll give me literally whatever I ask for, up to like 400 some dollars of cards. So it's nice.
Yeah, Maggie, I think we need to introduce the third edition.
Yeah, where is it behind me? You
Yeah.
can see we have Mr. Butters
Yeah.
here. Hi, Butters.
I don't know if he could, if the camera showed him, but I was like giving him kisses, and I was like, I think I'm a weirdo.
Yeah.
But yes, Mr. Butters is here.
Yeah, he likes to either sit right behind me or on top of me.
Yes, he's just here for moral support right now.
Look at him. He doesn't even care. He's just hitting me with his tail.
Every time he hits you with the tail, it's just that card that will appear. That card will appear.
He knows that I'm playing the fishies, and that's why he wants to be over here.
The fishies.
Mm-hmm.
He's hungry.
So.
He's an orange cat. He's always hungry.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, if this is your first time here, you know, you can always go and find my stuff on Linktree, which I will put in the chat here. You can follow me on my social media or the YouTube channel, which is linked there. Yeah, you can like my replays. That would be really cool if you did that. If you want to become a sub here, if you have like Amazon Prime, you want to give me a free sub on Twitch, that would be cool. Or you could become a member on YouTube, and that's a way that you can get your name on the beginning of each of the videos. So
Yeah.
it would be
subscribe.
awesome. Helps pay
RL.
for the mana trader stuff for this, so that we can play these leagues and stuff for the wonderful viewers. I do this to entertain you, and if I would really love to see your comments. I try to respond to them all. Really appreciate it. So thank you all. All right, so here we go. I have absolutely no idea what we're doing in Modern right now because like everything's all over the place. Energy is, however, still a ridiculously powerful deck. Banning the One Ring and even Amped Raptor was not enough. I think that it is still likely at least one more card from that deck is going to get banned, but who knows? Because I think it's still somewhere like in the 20 to 30% range in total. It's absurd. Like the Dimir Oculus deck is actually pretty close to. It's like I think it's like in the 10 to 15% range, but it's like doing pretty well against it. I want to say Eldrazi ramp is like still a thing. Even without the One Ring, it's still pretty powerful. Then what? There is an Underworld Breach deck that's actually really popular using Mox Opal, so we kind of need to have the counter spells for this. Also, some Graveyard Hate would be helpful here. So we do have Ghost Vacuum, which I'm hoping will do the job. Since they unbanned Faithless Looting, this also means there's other decks like Arclight Phoenix and Eve Hollow One and stuff like that that'll use the graveyard. Yeah, Faithless Looting. If you remember these cards before they were unbanned, looting is basically an ancestral recall stapled to a dark ritual, right? You draw 2 cards and discard 2, but the thing is, you're basically just discarding 2 cards that you're going to get to play from your graveyard for free in most cases, and or they're just going to be used as like fuel for a spell with like Delve or something. Like that's how it typically works. So it's like draw 2 cards and like discard like 2 Vengevines, and then like cycle a Street Wraith, play like 2 Hollow Ones, and then like get your Vengevines back. It's ridiculous. Like you get so much value out of that. So having stuff to interact with the graveyard, I think, is important. I'm gonna try Ghost Vacuum. I mean, typically our answer before was Relic of Progenitus. I'm hoping that this being a targeted 1 mana graveyard rock is going to help us, but we'll see. I'm honestly not sure. I don't even know how many graveyard decks we're going to run into, but we're gonna prepare just in case. So got that. We've got most of the usual suspects. Um, I am going to try playing with Floodpits Drowners again because I know the Oculus deck is like the number 2 deck right now, and so we kind of need something to slow down those frogs a little bit. I'm hoping between that and Harbinger and all of the bounce stuff in here, like sinking to Stupors and Otawaras, that can get them like that. Um, However, Floodpits Drowner is also kind of good with Flare of Denial, since most of the time you're playing this just to get its enter the battlefield effect, and then after that you can just sacrifice it to Flare and it's fine. So there is kind of that neat effect on it. It also makes it a little bit easier to play with Mutavault since it's more colorless mana. You know me, I am not like a huge fan of Mutavault because it has color screwed me so many times, but if we're playing with this card, then this makes this a little bit more acceptable, so we'll try it. Plus, we only really tried this card one time, right? The thing is, it does have 1 toughness, it's still weak against Bowmasters, but I'm going to give it another chance. I mean, we still have 2 Mockingbirds here because they're still good at basically copying anything. I mean, it's good at copying Drowners or Harbingers or our extra Flood Moon. I mean, we can also copy Lords with it. But also just copying opposing Orcish Bowmasters is still really cool with this card. So I don't know. Well, we'll see how this goes. These numbers are definitely subject to change. So we're just kind of throwing shit against the wall and seeing what sticks right now. That's it. All right. We've spent enough time talking. We need to get back to playing.
Yeah. Hush up, Frank. I'm like master.
That's all right. Let's go.
The one time
We're gonna do this. Let's get in there. All right. Oh yeah, we'll bring the chat back up here. So if you want to join in, you know, you have comments and stuff. I always look at the chat while I'm playing. So we're on the play. This is good. This is not a terribly good hand, to be honest. This is like a 5-land hand. Like, I guess these, like, 3 of the lands kind of do something, but, like, I'm not super impressed with this. I don't think I'm going to keep that. This is way better already, I can tell. We'll keep this. So what do we get rid of here? I mean, let's see, they've mulliganed to 6. I think I'm just going to get rid of Flare of Denial. This is fine. We're going to hope to just play Harbinger of the Seas and do well with that. Alright. Play our Tide Shaper here. Just hope that it's fine to do this, because we might... I mean, if our opponent plays an island, this is going to look really smart. Oh, well, that's not great for us. Verdant Catacombs is usually Bowmaster territory. Temple Garden, that's definitely not good for us. Like, okay. So I think I'm going to Drowner this thing on their upkeep. We do have a stop on their turn, right? Yeah. So I'll do this in their upkeep, just because it'll keep it tapped long enough so they can't just like grist here. I don't know exactly what they're doing, but let's slow them down anyway. And hopefully this buys us a window to play Harbinger of the Seas. Okay, interesting. Oh, okay, no, I understand what deck this is. This is basically like the Splinter Twin deck. There's no chance that they're going to block here, so that's fine. However, we definitely need to be casting this here, because we do not want them to untap with this mana. Alright. Yeah, so the trick is that they can actually infinite combo with this card. That's really how it goes. That's pretty good. Alright, so here's the other thing. If I get rid of this thing, they probably can't cast spells for the rest of the game. So let's see what they do here. Okay, they're not going to block. That's good. However... Why can't I do this? Is my connection messed up here? I should definitely be able to do this. Oh no, it doesn't have a stun counter on it. I would have had to have done this last turn. Okay, well then there was no way I could do that, so.
Wrong.
Yeah, okay. However, what I can do is I can still just play the Mockingbird and copy this thing. Yeah, if I just keep this tapped, then there's basically no way they can win, so that's fine. Okay, this is okay. Yeah, alright, I forgot. It's not just, it doesn't work with tap things. It specifically has to have a stun counter on it. So, okay, that's why. See, we haven't played with this card a whole lot, so we have to, like, learn how it works here. But, yeah, this was enough. Basically, just Harbinger of the Seas won the game for us here. Okay. So, I know basically how this combo works, but not, like, 100%. Because there's a version of this in Pauper. Okay, so this they use a card called what is it? Blade of the Blood Chief, right? Whenever a creature dies, it puts a counter on it, and then okay, and then the trick here is that the Brood Scale says whenever one or more counters is put on it, you can make a Eldrazi spawn token that sacrifices. So they want to play the blade, equip it to the Basking Brood Scale, and then adapt it or put a +1/+1 counter on it, which will basically make it an infinity creature, which kind of scary. But on the other hand, we have a lot of things that can slow it down. Like we have Harbinger of the Tides to bounce it. We have Floodpits to tap it. We have Sink into Stupors and Otawaras to also deal with it. And we can also just block the damn thing. So we have a lot of ways to actually like deal with it. Like an infinity big creature is not on its own enough to win the game. But we do have to be aware of that. It is a very, very powerful creature. So yeah, it does get really big here. This deck we want Consign to Memory for this. This is an Urza Saga deck, so we should take Spreading Seas. However, I don't think that this is a Mockingbird deck, really. Let's see what else. I mean, we probably want the Dismember, right? That makes sense here. Probably don't need like they do have some caverns here. The counter spells probably do help. I'm guessing I probably don't need Svyelun that badly. Not for this particular match. Anything else here? Like, it's hard to say whether I'm going to want flares or forces here. They do have some cards that are pretty powerful. But, like, this is a Mox Opal deck, too, to be aware. My guess is that I should take out some number of counters. But, I mean, potentially Tidebinder could be the thing that comes out. Maybe take out one, like... Take out, like, one flare. Okay. Sure, we'll do it like this. We should have an okay matchup against this, I think. Well, this is not the worst. It's not super amazing, but it's kind of okay. If they have Urza Saga, I can always kill it with Spreading Seas. Otherwise, like, Tide Shaper keeps Flare online. What are we doing? I have to let that resolve. I can't do anything about that. Generally, we want to play Cavern of Souls early because if our opponent ever, or if we ever play Harbinger of the Seas, then it turns off these in the future. So we want these in play on Merfolk. So even if that Harbinger comes out, then we have our caverns named, right? So when it goes away, they can still tap for blue. Artifact or creature from it. Then, okay, so they can choose, they literally choose like one of these two creatures, but they know I have Flare in my hand. That's the important thing. This is a really weird card to have here. Like, why would you be playing this instead of just like Thoughtseize? They also, I guess they get to choose something from the graveyard. Is there some match that matters? Like, I don't know. I would still think Thoughtseize is just a way better card for this. I don't think I've ever seen anybody play this card before, so who the fuck knows? They got rid of Floodpits Drowner because they know that's the card that like interacts with them the most. Yeah, you may as well attack, opponent. Okay, I'm not blocking, obviously. Oh, they have no more lands. Oh, they're fucked. They are so fucked. We just drew another Tide Shaper too, which is actually great because now we can just Tide Shape this thing and then we can throw this one away. Alright. It's great. Opponent is just going to die here. Butters is just beating me with his tail.
He's beating you with good luck.
I don't think you can beat somebody with good luck.
Butters can.
Okay, Razor Verge Thicket. Oh, I'm definitely seizing that too.
Beat him harder.
Okay, oh, legendary spells. Oh god, what are we casting here? What the fuck is this? Create a food token. Oh, it puts... Okay, yeah, I mean, I can't counter it, so yeah. This thing's just a 1/1, right? Okay. Yeah, so blocking with this is not really an option. I'll tap the Mutavault just in case I draw like another Tide Shaper. That's a pretty good card to have. Okay, attack. I mean, if we draw like one more land, then we're basically just murdering them on the spot. But I mean, as it is, we're still winning pretty handily. Okay, they're going to just gain 3 life because they have nothing else to do here. Alright, it's fine. Yeah, I think we just play Lord of Atlantis, right? Because there's basically no way this goes wrong then. Like, we can't lose from here. We have too many counter spells. There we go. We win the match.
Woohoo!
Great start to the league. This is what we want.
You better clap. I told you that he was beating the good luck into you. Look, keep beating him up. Give him a get. Where smells. Oh, yeah, he's a boy.
Ah, you little bastard.
Get him. Get him. Get him.
He's just like sitting on the back of my chair.
You think on.
Alright, that's fine. Good. It was a pretty easy 2-0. Just island walk. Turning all the lands into islands was a great way to start off here, so.
Got this.
Because, I mean, those kind of decks can be kind of difficult for us. I think, well, Yawgmoth is a lot worse because, like, their creatures are just way better. Like, in this case, they were just playing, like, the Brood Scale's not really scary on its own. It's only, like, it's kind of like Splinter Twin. Like, it's only really scary when they have both halves. So. Okay. We got a match. Let's go. Let's fucking go, baby!
Have you played anybody famous?
I have actually before.
Oh,
yeah.
Who?
I mean, probably like the most famous. We've played against Bryant Cook several times in Legacy. We are on the draw here. I guess I'm gonna keep this because I have Sink and Island, so I can play all these cards. I have Force, so Bryant Cook is one of the most famous like Legacy players. He's like the expert on Storm. It's a combo deck. The only thing that sucks is if they like Thoughtseize us, we might have to force it. Because I don't know if I can afford to lose my sink land right now. See, the only thing that's kind of scary with these kind of hands in the draw is like, if you lose your sink into Stupor before you, yeah, you might not get to 2 mana, and then all of a sudden this hand doesn't work. Alright, we're waiting for our opponent here.
I thought you were playing someone already.
Well, yeah, but they have to actually, like, take their turn. Now, there they go. Bloodstained Mire.
They were taking too long.
Alright, they are not thought seizing us. That's great. Okay. Well, that's also fine, because now we have 2 lands here, so I don't actually need to play the Sink into Stupor. I can just play Island. If I really need it, I'll play it in turn 3, but otherwise I might just hold it. It might be force food, or we might need to cast it at some point, so. It's a land that pitches to our force, so that's always good. Watery Grave. Okay. Are we up against Oculus? It seems like we might be. Counterspell and Cling to Dust. Neat. Well, it does mean whatever card we play is probably getting countered. Or Fatal Pushed, so we gotta be careful of that. Cavern of Souls would be huge. Honestly, Tishana's Tidebinder would have been better if we were on the play, but it might still do something. Yeah. Thoughtseize. Yeah, I mean, I guess I just have to let them do it, so. We have lands, we can, it doesn't really matter what they take, so. It's just the fact that they get to know that we have all the interaction is kind of bad for us. That's why it's one of the best interactive cards they've ever printed, though. Honestly, without knowing what our opponent is doing here, it's not clear to me what card they should take. Because I mean, if their plan is to go hard on like a frog, then you might take Drowner or Harbinger. Taking Lord of Atlantis is kind of an interesting choice too. They're not doing anything else here, so Mutavault seems okay. Actually, I think we play the Mutavault here just because we can still play Drowner here, but Mutavault also is something that threatens to attack next turn if they like tap out. Probably won't, but they have to consider. They have to calculate for that now. That's a Psychic Frog. Okay.
Psychic frog.
I'm gonna just play Island and probably just get rid of this thing. I don't have to be aggressive here at all. Like, there's no reason for me to do that. Like, I'm kind of just waiting for them to play, like, Murktide Regent. Why would you do this? Put it... Oh, they're discarding this because they want to... I see what... Their plan is to unearth this thing, I guess. They know I have Force, though, so... Do they have, like, Counterspell or Spell Pierce with it? Maybe. Oh yeah, you know what? I should have attacked. You're right. Because I forgot it has Vigilance. See? Chat, you're correct. I should have attacked first. I am totally not paying attention. I am sure that this is gonna get countered, but I think that I still have to do this anyway. You're right. That 2 damage actually could have mattered a lot here. But my plan is that I'm going to Tishana's Tidebinder this thing. So when it goes to Manifest Dread, hopefully that they're not going to get to do anything with it. I mean, I could have, but I wanted the frog to go away because the frog is also like a problem, and I figured that they might have like Murktide or something afterwards anyway. And I might not get another chance to get rid of the frog either, so they're down to 2 cards now, so it's not like they're in a terribly great spot here. Like Fatal Push isn't doing anything at the moment. Like they actually do have to be worried here that I have like a lord or something. Interesting. I don't think I want to actually use Harbinger here. They might Spell Pierce this. Or if they burn Counterspell on it, that's actually just as good for us. I can afford to take some damage from Oculus, that's fine. Because I'm winning this race as it is. I think they might realize that attacking is not a terribly good idea. Maybe not. Okay. Sure, I'll play Harbinger of the Seas. I'll turn off their removal. Why not? They can't play more. They can't play more Psychic Frogs. They can't like play more Cling to Dusts. Like they basically get to cast like one of these right now. That's it. Better not lose, boy. Yeah. Okay, sure. But now they're in a position where they just can't attack and they can't cast like half the cards in their deck. Again, like Murktide is also not terribly impressive here. Yeah, I didn't think so. So, yeah. We're just hoping we find a Lord before they find like a basic swamp, I guess. Or another Oculus. That could be really bad for us. Well, they need 6 cards, right? They only have 5 right now. That is incredibly dangerous. Do I just play Harbinger and bounce this thing? It can't actually recast it. Right? Like, I don't take any damage. They can't recast the damn thing this turn. They actually are just threatening to die. Spell Snare? Okay. That's pretty good. So I can always just play that off of the Aether Vial. So what happens here? I think I just attack with these both, right? So they can attack with this, but like, what do they need? They would need like a bounce spell. If I put them to 3 here and vial this in, I could actually just block with, I don't know, this is a difficult choice here. How much do I risk it? I'm gonna go for it. They're really thinking it's like, oh, is this a trap? Because they might be considering just playing another creature as a blocker. Okay. Alright, I guess we're gonna see. Do you have, like, Sink into Stupor? Nope. Alright, well, they're dead. Okay, not quite. They get to manifest dread here. Alright, so we actually need a lord or a bounce spell to win. Okay, now we're in trouble. That was a really good last card. Okay. We need something. That'll do. Okay, we got there. They pulled something out of their butt, but at the heart of the cards came through for us. Okay. This is kind of a scary deck. Okay, so what do we want here? I think we want the Dismembers, right? It seems good. This is probably not a Svyelun deck, actually, because they have Bowmasters. Drowner is actually probably fine. I think we're supposed to take out the Harbinger of the Seas. Like, they're not that... Yeah, I feel like Harbinger is supposed to come out. The other option now here is either Ghost Vacuum or because this keeps Oculus under control and also keeps like Murktide under control, or Subtlety. Either one of these is probably okay. I think this keeps 2 things under control so that they can't cast 2 creatures. So the only thing they have is Frog, and we have plenty of other stuff to deal. So, okay. You keep the Mockingbirds, I think, just because they're copying either Oculus or Frog or Bowmasters is actually all fine. And we want to keep the counter magic because we have to worry about Toxic Deluge, right? So should summon Exodia. I am not playing the Exodia deck. This is a really bad hand. I have 1 creature, and yeah, this is not going to work. This hand is a lot better. We keep this. I think that we're supposed to get rid of Sink into Stupor. Unfortunately, Exodia is not really an option in Magic cards. It's not how this works. So if they play Frog here, I'll probably just Dismember it. They're not doing anything. Okay, that's fine. Are they thinking about it? See, they might actually get basic swamp here because they're going to be afraid of Harbinger of the Seas. Definitely a strong consideration for them. But the thing is, if they actually if they do get the frog here and I dismember it, I can either cast another dismember or potentially just like take a hit and then Harbinger it. Oh wow, I can see there's a cop car that's like across the street over there. I can see the lights from here.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What did you do?
Hey, I didn't do anything.
I think you did.
And I can, yeah, the lights are flashing out through the window.
Uh-oh. Maybe they're after me.
They could be. I don't know.
Maybe they're all like, oh my god.
Butters, really? On stream?
He's being a good boy.
He's licking his crotch.
He stinkums.
Okay, the opponent is just passing to us. That's fine.
He needs to clean himself.
Okay. Well, I feel like they're just trying to they're just going to bait us into playing like a lord so that they can fatal push me, but I'm not going to let them get away with it.
Don't let anybody push you around.
Oh, that is so fucking greedy, opponent. You are not respecting Harbinger at all.
You need to teach him a lesson, Maggie.
Well, we can't. We sided them out, but they still should have. Alright, well, that one is probably going to get the swamp. Okay. Here's the thing. I don't have to do anything right now, so... No, I'm just going to play it as a land and pass here. Like, I don't need to play into their removal at the moment. I don't have to tap out, so I'm not going to. These Harbinger of the Tides are much better saved for them actually attacking with something. But we're not in a position where we have to do anything here. Like, if they play Oculus, I can just dismember the damn thing. Again, so greedy. They might not have a basic swamp, actually. That's possible. On the play, I might bring Harbinger back in. Just to see.
Hey, Magicus.
Yes.
Do they have a Shrek card?
There is no Shrek card. Not yet. There's a SpongeBob card that's coming.
I need Shrek. Because every time you say swamp, I'm thinking Shrek.
Get out of mess swamp.
Get out of mess swamp.
Well, I think I'm playing this Aether Vial. This is a card that they have to kind of burn a counterspell on if they have one. But it's also not a terribly meaningful card to me, because I have Cavern of Souls, so yeah. It's not the critical card right now. Alright, now they got the basic swamp. They're like, alright, time to stop digging around.
It's time for an ogring time.
There's a psychic frog. Okay. There's not really a good reason for me to press the issue with this right now. Okay, neat. I can just like well, I have a few options here. I could just vial in this Tide Shaper and then follow it up with like Harbinger of the Tide bouncing this thing. I could also just make them burn their hand to save this thing.
Burn them.
But I really kind of want to save the, like, I want to save a Dismember for, an Oculus if they ever play one, so. Okay, they don't even try to save it. That's good. here we go. This is an Oculus. Yep, okay. Surprise. And if they counterspell, then I can just force. They do not. Okay. Good. Now we start fucking with our opponent. Nope, they're not going to do anything here. They're going to waste Fatal Push and a little 2/2. And now I also have Force of Negation in case they try to, like, animate this thing. Alright. Put out a Harbinger to increase the clock and increase the chance that they're going to use removal. I'll leave this on 2. They are thinking about using something here, I think, but no. Alright, that's great. Yeah, I want them to burn their removal on the creatures that don't matter. Okay. They get this back. They're going to manifest Dread here. So what? We want like another Lord, right? That would be ideal. Oh, that's fucking great. Okay. Even if they had another Fatal Push, it wouldn't do anything. So now if they attack with Oculus, we just Harbinger it back. And then we Vial in another Master, and hopefully that's just lights out. They're effectively at 9 here. But I think we're on a path to win. Unless they have like Toxic Deluge, but even that would still probably be fine. So they're attacking for 7 right now. Do I care about this? I don't think I do. I could just wait until their end step to do this. So they didn't flip this thing. They paid X equals 3. Oh, that's not going to be good for them. Okay. All right, that should do it. We vialed it in to play around Subtlety here, right? Because that subtlety was like the only thing they could realistically have. I guess they could have a fatal push, but they kind of made it clear that they didn't in earlier turns. So the only card that they could have maybe had here that we didn't know about would be like subtlety. So we just play it through the vial instead of the cavern so that they can't do that. So there we go. We beat them. It's 2-0 on the top of the league right now. That's right.
Butters hitting you with his tail has worked.
Yeah. It's alright. See, Floodpits Drowner is pretty good, but that's because they didn't play any Bowmasters. So we were able to get rid of a frog with it. That's kind of cool. Could have got 2 extra damage in, though. It's alright. It's good to know. See, we're playing with these cards so that we like learn how they work better, so we don't make these mistakes in the future. We are up against the Meat Man. Oh.
The Meat Man.
Oh, I feel like I know who this is.
Who is it?
I think we actually like watch him on Twitch sometimes. Well, this hand is not keepable, so I want to say he might play Yawgmoth. I guess I'm gonna keep this. This is not a Flare of Denial hand, so yeah, this is definitely Yawgmoth. I'm pretty sure we've raided him several times before, so. Like, we kind of know what he's doing, but, like, at the same time, our hand doesn't really let us take much advantage of it, so. Wall of Roots? Okay. Yep. Yep. Well, yeah, we're not going to be mana screwing him anytime in the near future here. I mean, how do we go about this here? I think we just have to play a Lord. Because we want to play like Lord into Svyelun into maybe Floodpits plus a Lord afterwards. That's the most likely curve that works for us. Oh, is this gonna be Yawgmoth? Yeah, I mean we're probably sunk here, right? It's gonna be extraordinarily difficult to defeat this. This is not a terribly good matchup for us in general, and I know that he's really good with this deck, so it's going to be even harder. And our hand was not very good in game 1. We have quite the hill to climb. He's doing this now because he wants this thing to go away, because once Svyelun comes out, he doesn't have the ability to pay for the mana on this thing. He has Yawgmoth out, so does he have the other creatures? That's the important thing. Oh, that's bad. Yeah. Yeah, he's basically just got the combo right here, so. He's got to pay the life for it, but yeah, it's kind of over. But yeah, like this is something we're not going to come back from. So he gets the respect scoop. He's gonna we're not going to be able to keep a board versus him here. Yeah, he had Yawgmoth out way too early on the play. There's nothing we could really do about it. All right, how do we get through this? I mean, the counter spells really don't help that much. Flare kind of does, but they also have like the halfling, so like they're not even that good. If anything, subtlety's probably a little bit better. I'm probably spreading seas is okay. That might be our only real plan here. I don't think Harbinger of the Tides is gonna. Well, I guess it could, right? There's some reality in which this helps, but probably not. Or is it Floodpits? Actually, maybe Floodpits is the one that comes out because, like, no, but it does stop them from tapping for mana for like a turn. Yeah, like I don't know. This is all just like really. They have a lot of ways they can play around these things, so it just kind of depends what cards they end up with. I think we got to keep this, right? And then if they play like turn 1 mana dork, then we're just gonna flood pits it and hope that we can get Harbinger of the Seas out in time. There's the halfling, yeah, so the counter spells are not particularly effective against this guy. He also has the basic forest, so like Harbinger is also not really doing a whole lot against that either. Now, please let me draw a land before he cracks this Misty. That would be awesome. Yes! Life is good sometimes. Just keep this thing locked down. See if he cracks it now. Got him.
Got him.
It's honestly, this is still probably not enough to win, but it at least gives us a chance. So if he can find like a lord, then we have hope. But it is not impossible for him to dig his way out of this. Yeah, it's another halfling. I'm gonna say no. We could have subtlety, but I'm gonna keep that there. I guess that's probably fine. I mean, I can't do anything about that. That's just happening. Okay. I just kind of have to tempo him out as best I can, so we'll bounce this one. Just keep the mana to a minimum. We can file this in at the end of turn, and I guess if we find a lord, we win, so that's the hope. So he can only chord for 3, so he can't chord for Yawgmoth. Could get Grist, I guess. Or he could just play Yawgmoth. Alright, well, he has it, he has it. I mean, I guess I'm gonna put this Harbinger in now before anything else bad happens. That does make it significantly more difficult, because if we find a Lord here, he can actually just sacrifice the 2 creatures to kill the Lord. No, that's still probably fine, though. Alright. I think here we actually do tick it up in case of Subtlety. So we can play anything else, so... Alright, I think I just have to attack with everything and lower his life total as much as humanly possible. Sure. Yep, there's the young wolf. That's unfortunate. He's going after the Tishana's Tidebinder. Okay. Surprised he didn't go after Harbinger of the Seas. Oh, well, he had the Fatal Push. Okay, well, that sucks. Yep. Oh yeah, this is getting bad really quickly. I told you, he can dig his way out of this. This was by no means assured. I don't actually have a way to win anymore. Like, that certainly isn't helping my cause. Like, I kind of have no choice but to attack here, because he can just kill my creatures anyway. I have to get these things off the board if I can. Make him pay as much life as possible. All right, well, whatever. I think we're just dead. Yeah, like, once he's got Yawgmoth and Young Wolf out here, like, we're not realistically able to beat it. Like, yeah, that was just too hard. And then drawing 2 lands at the end. Yeah, that was doom. We had to kind of hope that he just did something wrong there, and he didn't. So I know that he knows, like, the way to do this stuff. Okay, we're on the draw. This is a 1-land Aether Vial hand, but we do have the Force, so I have to try it, I think. Okay, Thundering Falls. This might be Splinter Twin. This actually might be the Breach Station, so... Yeah, this Force might be very important, actually. Alright. Yeah. Not forget to do this. Yeah, Yawgmoth was just, like, kind of a rough match, and we tried very hard in game 2, but the cards just fell apart at the end. Alright, what do we got here? Other falls? Okay. Oh, it is Splinter Twin. Okay, good to know. They must already have one in hand, because they just got rid of one. So we can safely guess there's a twin in hand. It'd be really helpful to draw a land here. Beautiful. Just got to put something in play so we can start getting damage in, and then hopefully Violin Lord, maybe copy it with Mockingbird, and then still have Force up. That would be nice. That's the hope. Okay, well, they're going to play Preordain here. question is, are they going to crack the Scalding Tarn? Because if I get the third land before they crack this, then they don't get to get their mana here, so it's kind of a risk. Drawing the land here would be amazing. Nope. I guess it's fine. We just play the Lord. If they bolt it, it's okay, because we still have Vial for another one. They could have, like, Spell Snare, or if they have Bolt, they was going to kill Lord anyway, but it looks like they probably are going to bolt it. That's interesting. I'm totally okay with that. I can just Vial in another Harbinger in their turn. Like, I mean, this actually, I could just keep Vial on 2 here, but I think I want to take it up to 3 for this. The Mockingbird is probably the force food. Hi, Beefy. Maybe I just Violin Master here. Looks like maybe they have Exarch. Snapcaster Mage? Ooh, okay. So what, are you going to go after Bolt? Okay. Do I really care about this? I don't think I do. I'm just going to put a Lord in anyway. And then I'll play Mockingbird and just copy it. I think I want to protect my lords here so I can continue to attack. Up, Jester. Are you still there? Yep, there we go. Now we can stop their fetch land here. It's pretty awesome. This turns into a devastatingly powerful turn for us now. Okay, a Murktide region is actually not that scary here. Oh, that's very, very awesome. Do I even need to do anything here? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure I just, like, pass. Sink into... I can still cast Sink, right? So that's fine. Yeah, they just had nothing. Okay. There's no need to show our hand here. Alright, so we should be pretty good against this deck. What do we want to change versus them? Like, we don't have to change a whole lot. They're just playing, like, Splinter Twin with Murktide. That's fine. This is exactly the sort of deck we should be good against. Harbinger of the Seas keeps them off of double red pretty easily. I mean, Ghost Vacuum's okay. It deals with, like, Snapcaster and Murktide Regent. Is there anything that's, like, not terribly good? Not really. I guess, like, Svyelun, we could take that out. I don't know if we necessarily need that. Same thing, we don't necessarily need Mockingbird for this, so like we could cut that. So they have a bunch of like do this. Maybe even break like Hexcatcher's not bad here either. It can also just counter the twin. Sure, let's just do it like that. Oh fuck! Do we get both of them? Okay, we did get both of them. It's just they didn't put them in the same spot. That's odd. Let's see. I think this hand is okay, right? This is probably a play Mutavault or into sync hand, but it's okay. We have Floodpits Drowner, which is pretty good. I'm not particularly in a hurry to like cast this thing either. Maybe I'll do this next turn, maybe not. We'll see. Interesting. Okay. Yes, take it up. Another Flare of Denial. I will pay the 3 life just because it threatens things here. I don't have to actually do anything right now, but if I really need to, I can just play Drowner and Flare stuff something. That's also pretty good. I think I can afford to do this too. Cool. Just play Island. Okay. I feel like they don't have anything else at the moment. The Tide Shaper is easy Flare of Denial food if I need it. They could have like Snapcaster Mage, I guess, but that's fine. Sure, that's okay. Okay. Pyroclasm. That's like again pretty good because now I can just hard cast Flare. They have 3 cards left, so I'm not hugely a fan of this, but I don't really want to flare this, so... I don't want to be grounded. Sure. Again, I'm just kind of hoping they play a fetch land that I can just, like, get this Tidebinder and play for value. I guess even if they crack this Bauble, I might just do that. Ragavan. Interesting. Okay. Just pass here. I think I will take the 2 damage, and I'm just going to Tidebinder this Ragavan. I don't want to risk trying to block it and them having a removal spell. This means I get to make a much better attack here with a little bit more protection. I think at any point, if we find Harbinger of the Seas, we basically just win, so... Deceiver Exarch, huh? This feels like something I should be flaring. So they definitely have Twin in hand right now. Okay, well, you're not going to get to do a thing with this, so... I don't know if they have like another Exarch or something and that was their plan here, but Tidebinder still turns this off. Ooh, that's brutal. Yeah, all right, you got me. Okay. Well, we kind of need like Harbinger. Well, now fuck, now we're in some shit. That's going to be very hard to deal with them having Ragavan and that. We've been drawing a lot of counter spells, but like not a lot of threats. So actually, I think that was incorrect. There's no reason to do that. They still have a bunch of red mana here. And I'm gonna have to like block this Ragavan anyway. I should have kept up Force of Negation with this. It would still be a 2/2. Yeah, that was not a good time to kick that. I think that was a really bad choice. They've had like tons of removal this game, and yeah, this is just getting worse here. I think we're actually gonna lose to Ragavan now. We've had like 4 counter spells so far, and not as many creatures as we need. They've just outdone us with removal here. They took an Aether Vial, sure. That's not really the relevant card right now, but now they're gonna crack just in case we get a Tidebinder. That makes sense. Uh-huh. I think we are fucked. I don't think we can beat the Ragavan now. Uh-huh. Oh, that's their vial. Yeah. Yeah, they're just gonna bury us with this thing because I have nothing to stop this. They have like a million cards. Yeah, this is suck. This is terrible. Yep. Okay. What do I need here? I need like my own Harbinger to bounce this thing. Alright, that's not going to do it. Like, we're just flooding out, like, and drawing lands and counter spells. It's not helping us beat this, so. Alright, we gotta try again here. Oh, I guess. Well, we know they have Ragavan, right? So this makes this Dismember a little bit better. Yeah, I think that's fine. Just thinking on the play. I mean, I could take out like a Tidebinder. Still leaves me with 26 creatures. This card is so much better though on the play than on the draw. I can take out a Flare. I have like tons of things that interact with Twin. Let's see. Well, we have Harbinger. We have. I think we keep this. Drawing lands is amazing. Otherwise, we just have to tick Bile up and hope that's good enough. All right, go. Like, if we just draw 2 lands, we probably win this game. Opponent is not on a Ragavan hand. That's a plus. It's not another land, but that's sort of fine. I miss Master of Waves too. If Bowmasters didn't exist, then like Master of Waves might actually be playable, but sadly that's not the world we live in, so. Well, I haven't played a fetch land yet, so again, if Harbinger of the Seas comes out, then like we're still probably like very winning. That's really good too. There was one lunatic that was okay, so that's good. One lunatic that was actually playing like a ton of Master Waves in the sideboard of one event. Think here we put out Drowner because this is the thing we care about the least. Take up both vials. I mean, I guess this is okay. We're just gonna tap this vial, right? Just put a Lord in play. Kill this thing. There's no reason to tick this up right now. Can wait till next turn to do it. Oh, they have the basic finally. Okay, Pyroclasm. So if I put in the Master and they have the Bolt, that's pretty bad. If I put in Hexcatcher, like, that doesn't really do anything. I think I just have to let this happen. Sure. I don't need to put the Hexcatcher in play just yet. I'm not protected against Bolt, but if they play an Unholy Heat, then I could actually protect against that. I can just wait until they target this thing and then put the Hexcatcher in play. But right here, it is probably not safe to attack. They're going to Deceiver me again. They're going to snap me. Oh, fuck. Snapcaster Bolt is like, I can't defeat that. Nope. It's like, we got a little bit choked on mana here, and that Pyroclasm was really good. Them also having the basic mountain was fucking huge. Damn it. This hand, like, started so, like, it's so promising, and now it looks like it's slipping away. Alright, well, I gotta do something now. It's probably, like, doomed to die, but I gotta try. Yeah, again, these counter spells don't really help me here. They just had all, like, these removals to get rid of my creatures, and now, like, I'm stuck with a bunch of counters that don't do anything. Ah, this sucks. We needed the lands way earlier, I think. We just kind of got choked out by them. I have to counter this. Like, I cannot win if they kill my only creature. His hand is just falling apart. What are they doing? Oh. Yeah, I guess that's gonna happen. So what do we need, like Harbinger of the Seas? I mean, I guess that does something. They can't cast Twin. We have protection from one spell, so maybe we can find like an Island Walk Lord, we could do this. This went from impossible to at least theoretically possible. That's unfortunate. Okay, I'm gonna need a little bit more help now. I don't think that's gonna do it. I need like Floodpits Drowner. That might be enough. Alright, this is my last chance, deck. You have to give me something that I can work with. That's not going to do it. Well, that sucked. We were in such a good spot to try to win that game, but like, man. Yeah, the removals with this, yeah, Pyroclasm was devastating. Like, us getting choked on mana at the beginning was kind of hard. And yeah, I feel like we just kind of didn't draw the stuff we needed to towards the end. I don't know. Maybe we were supposed to respect Pyroclasm more, but like I was also more worried about them having an answer for Harbinger of the Seas. I wanted to have enough Merfolk in play to counter something with Hexcatcher, but there's too much stuff to play around. We just couldn't get through, so it's unfortunate. I don't feel like that match shouldn't be that bad though. Like, again, we have tons of tools to deal with it. Yeah, so it should be all right. Just not this time. Even like Harbinger of the Tides would have been okay there. Could have just bounced Murktide. That would have been nice. All right, we get to be on the play for the last one against Magic Ads. Oh God. This is. Yeah, all right. You said good luck, have fun. Okay, we have to win to redeem ourselves here. I don't think we can keep this. This is our luck, of course. They're keeping 7 cards. We have to go down again. All right. We're keeping this, so we have to get rid of 2 cards. Well, I don't think we're casting Lord anytime soon, and probably not Mockingbird. Okay. Just going to play the Mutavault first, because I don't know what exactly we're going to be casting next turn. It might be the Tide Shaper, or it might be the Floodpits Drowner, but Mutavault doesn't tell them very much, but yeah, this was not a terribly good hand, so. Tamiyo, ooh, that's rough. Well, we probably need to drown that thing. Keep it from attacking for a while. All right, let's see. Tamiyo's on lockdown. What are you going to do? Arid Mesa, okay. Nothing else here. Okay, Flare is pretty good. All right, let's attack and see what happens. Get Svyelun out, and then hopefully from there we're okay. It's not ideal to see basic mountain. but this can protect our Svyelun, so... They were smart to get the basic, though, for sure. We want to keep Flare up, and then hopefully we can just play Tideshaper, and then Mutavault can help protect Svyelun. Galvanic Discharge. Okay. They pay the ward for it. Okay. Drowner goes away. Alright. Yeah. Hoping that we can just untap with this thing. We'll be in so much of a better spot if we can. That's not really helpful to us. There's a lot of bad things that can happen this turn, like Teferi, so... Kiora, huh? Okay. I mean, I'm not thrilled about this, but... Yeah, that happens. Trigger Tameo. Alright, what do we got? Sink into Stupor doesn't really help us. Does let us attack with the Mutavault if we want to, but this thing's a 3-2. I don't think we're going to be doing that. I think what we want to do is probably Tideshaper this mountain to start with. So this was -3 to return something back. Okay. Okay. So just in case Svyelun draws, say... It could... Yeah, Svyelun could draw a Floodpits guy. We could actually tap this, so... I think we have to go after Tameo. Like, if they block, that's fine. I don't think they will, though. Oh, that's pretty good. Well, actually, it doesn't really do all that much here, because they still have access to white mana. Yeah, alright, well. It's going to turn off Mutavault, too. Okay, well, now it makes it a little bit more relevant. Mutavault basically just exists here right now. I mean, yeah, we gotta be careful of Shatter the Sky, right? Or Wrath of the Sky. Yeah, Wrath of the Sky. I think that's the energy sweeper. Flage, that is really bad. Okay, I think we have to flare the because what? Actually, do we have to? Like, what are they gonna do? They can't pay for the ward right now, so they have to target us, and this thing's gonna go away. Problem is Kiora, right? Kiora's gonna attack. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, it's not fine, but okay. I mean, I guess this is like, yeah, it doesn't. I guess they have to target me, right? Yeah. So Kiora is going to make a token here if it attacks, but we can at least kill it. This is really where we kind of need to deal with this real quick. But it gives them back their red mana, unfortunately. If I play Harbinger of the Seas right now, I can't actually attack and draw any cards. Yeah, and it also, Svyelun won't be indestructible anyway. So the correct thing to do might actually be to activate there's not a good way to do this. I have to play Harbinger of the Seas, right? That's the only way to keep Flage from coming back. They can just get Galvanic Discharge, and I'm gonna like die to that anyway. I think I'm just lost in this game. I don't think there's anything I can really do here. You know, like I don't think drawing a land wasn't helpful. Because this is just going to be able to minus and get that back. Like the best I can do is I can animate Mutavault and play like Harbinger of the Seas, attack Tamiyo. Like they can just block with this thing, but it doesn't actually do anything. Like I guess I could just cast Flare of Denial on the Flage. That's an option, but I'm gonna get smacked with this thing. I think that's my only choice here. Okay. Well, I mean, it's not okay, but then it gives us another turn to maybe draw like Harbinger of the Tides or something to deal with the token. Yeah, sadly, Harbinger of the Seas is actually like hurting us a little bit more than them right now because it turns off our third creature for Svyelun. Oh, Faithless Looting is pretty brutal here. Yeah, here comes Flage, which we know is a thing. How do we get through this? How do we get through this? I don't know. She seems to be very tired right now. That solves that for the moment. But we need to draw like Drowner next turn, right? That's the only thing that really gets us out of this. So I need to be able to play Harbinger plus like an answer to this thing. So either a Drowner or Harbinger of this Tides keeps that from coming back, hopefully. And go to 6. Tamiyo can still like get Galvanic Discharge, which is not great for us. Does that change anything? I don't think so. Let's see, I can play Master plus Harbinger here. Actually, that might. It gives me... I can block with Svyelun against this thing. The problem is that if I don't attack Tamiyo, it's just going to -3, right? So I can attack Tamiyo for 3. Yeah. Ugh. Sorry. Oh, no. What do we do? Yeah, because Galvanic Discharge, it can't kill Svyelun, but it can kill any of my other creatures here. They could, if I attack, I could play Master here, attack Tamiyo for 3. And they can get like Discharge and then hit Master, and then all of a sudden it's like, have Harbinger of the Seas and Svyelun to block this thing. That doesn't seem great. I think I have to play. I think I do have to attack it though, so let's do that. Let's see. As if I draw Harbinger, I can at least bounce this thing. Maybe Flage won't come back. We gotta try. I'm sorry about the noise. There's nothing I can particularly do about it right this second. Well, that is an answer to this thing, so I can bounce the token. I guess we just have to hope that Flage is not a problem. So I have Svyelun out, so this only costs 3 to get rid of this Scion. Let's see, what are they going to do? I mean, Tamiyo still might just take... they're getting Faithless Looting back, okay. That's not good for us. They threw away that. Yeah, that's... means Flage is going to come back. Oh, fuck. Yeah, I am in some shit now. Yep. Still have the 5 cards for this, so yeah, that works. I just had another Tamiyo to flip anyway, so yeah. I mean, I guess this dealt with one thing. I don't think we could have dealt with both of them with what we had. That was unfortunate. I think, yeah, we needed... a Lord wasn't really what we needed. We needed, like, Floodpits or something to get rid of that, and then play Harbinger to keep that from coming back, but I think, yeah. This Flash is going to come back and just wreck us. It's not technically over yet. They're going to drain us for 3. Like, maybe we could still find Floodpits next turn or something. At least if they bring this back, like, they have to hit us in the face, and we have 1 turn to, like, find an answer to it. We have to find... I think we have to find either the other Otawara, a Sink into Stupor, or Floodpits. That's it. That's the only thing that works. Alright. Yep, that's unfortunate. That's not the one. Okay, so let me think about this. We have to draw an answer here. If I attack with Mutavault, can I still do whatever I need to do to deal with Flage? Probably not. Because it's still going to just... No, actually, no. Flare of Denial does actually give me hope here, right? Okay. Because this does mean if I draw Sink into Stupor, I can actually bounce this thing and then flare it. Animating Mutavault means I get to attack for 5. I could actually kill Tamiyo here. It does give me a chance to draw an answer. I can throw away the Lord with Flare and hope for the best. I think this is our only out. We have to try. Oh, no, not you. You get back here. Yeah. -1 triggers don't matter here. What matters is whatever card we draw off of Svyelun. Is this a good one? No, it is not. It's death. Because Flage is just going to attack us in the face and we die. We didn't get there. Ah, we tried so hard. Okay, well, I think we probably want this because they are playing Tamiyo and Flage, right? So copies of this might help. Dismember might also matter. So again, they're playing like Tamiyo, so this probably helps. What else do we do? Subtlety actually is pretty good. I think we get rid of Mockingbird. I don't think that's for this match. Harbinger of the Tides is not really the card that we want here. Drowner's okay. I think Harbinger of the Seas is great. What do we do? How many counter spells are... I mean... I feel like we probably need the counter spells, to be honest. It's... Maybe Drowner comes out. I don't really need them that badly. Alright, well, we're on the play. This is not the best hand in the world, but we're going to try it. I guess we just lead off in Otawara and pray. We can still cast Drowner. Like, we're kind of leaning on Harbinger of the Seas to get us there. Once again, Mutavault's not really doing us any favors. Okay, well, I guess let's just play Drowner and see what happens. That's not exactly what I was hoping to see. Alright. Yeah, we're gonna get mana screwed here and die. Really, really needed to draw the land. That's so rough. I can subtlety this thing, but I don't know how much that actually helps me. I think I just have to let Drowner go. That's a little bit late. Well, the only hope I have is now subtletying this thing when it comes back. That's Gotta be it. Harbinger of the Seas is just looking really poor right now. Yeah, Faithless Looting's gonna fill up the yard here, so find them more lands, I guess. They didn't find any more lands, it looks like. They don't actually have any blue mana. Maybe we're in a better spot than we think. I think maybe I'm just attacking with Mutavault here. I kind of want them to spend their entire turn doing this bullshit. Magus of the Moon? I mean, that's interesting. I have an Aether Vial, so it doesn't really affect me that badly. It's gonna hurt them probably more than it hurts me. The only thing we have to worry about is if they have, like, Solitude. Oh, that's fantastic. Okay, now we have Tidebinder here, so I don't think that they're going to block this thing. I think that they're very afraid that I'm just going to put a Lord in play and it's not going to do shit. And they should be very afraid of that.
Be afraid of my little friends.
Yep. Okay. Let's see, what are we doing here? Well, now we're in this really weird stalemate where, like, what are they going to do to me? Just kill my Lord? What? It doesn't even make sense. Why would you kill the Tide Shaper? It doesn't do anything. Oh, they just wanted the energy. I see. That makes sense. Okay. Alright, I mean, I guess. I don't really see how this helps them, though. Like, Magus still can't really attack. I'm not going to block it. I'm just going to flash in this Tidebinder. Another basic island to be very good here, because then, yeah, we're totally fine. Well, I can attack them like every turn. They're not going to block, and if they do, it actually is just good for us, so. I mean, they use basically 2 removal spells to kill my Vial and 2 creatures. It's not the worst exchange. What are they doing? Like, this is a really weird game. They could end up finding like another Galvanic Discharge, and that would suck. Oh, this might be my connection here that's suffering for a minute. Okay. I mean, yeah, Mutavault wasn't exactly the one we wanted here. We wanted Basic Island. I only have 8 islands today instead of like the usual 9 or 10, but I don't think it's going to attack. Why? You're not winning the race. Unless they have another Flage they're going to play, that would suck. No? Okay. They could just have removal. That could be it. Do it in my turn to play around Force of Negation. That would make sense. We better hope and pray that I don't play Harbinger of the Seas. They haven't drawn any lands. They might just have a bunch of cards they can't cast. That's the hope anyway. Alright, let's see. Do it in the end step? No, they don't. I don't think they have another Galvanic Discharge. That's good. Alright, well, now they're going to put Flage in play, and now we're just going to Subtlety it. And this would be the turn of the century if we could find Basic Island on this turn. I mean, we're 15 cards deep. We should be able to. They'll probably put it on top because they can't actually cast it. So, like, this is the turn. If there's ever a turn to find the island, it's right now, because if we play it and, like, play Lord of Atlantis, we basically just, yeah, these 2 cards, we just win. Come on, Basic Island is, like, the only card that wins for us here. Come on, do it! Oh, I'm afraid to look. Yes! So good at this game. See, now they can't cast it. And they're not going to draw the land because we know it's on top of their deck. So they're stuck with a hand of cards they can't actually cast. And I mean, I guess they could flashback Deep Analysis, go to 2. No, I guess what, are they going to try to find another Shatter this guy? Why would you use your blue mana here? Wouldn't you need that? You could have used a white. You need like basic mountain. Okay. We stole game 2. Alright, that was brutal. Alright, well, we know we have to worry about Magus here, so probably we actually want the Dismember. Yeah, I'm going to say let's get rid of Drowner here. Bring in the other Vacuum, because Flosh is definitely... I don't know. Do we want Hexcatcher? Like, that could be a relevant card. It certainly seems like it could matter. Consign, I mean, I don't think Consign's what we really want. Might be a little bit worse on the draw. We're going to do it like this. I don't think this hand is very good. It's like double vials. Like, yeah, we don't really have a lot of creatures or anything. I don't think we can keep that. I think this is keepable. What do I do here? I guess I could just put Subtlety on the bottom. That seems fine. The risk is if I put a land in the bottom, like I might not get to cast Harbinger. If I put Lord in the bottom, I might not be casting anything with that either. I might be losing a lot of life here. We're on the draw, like, fuck. Like, all these things are bad. I really want to keep this Ghost Vacuum, but maybe this is the card that goes away. I don't know. It's so hard to say. You know what? Maybe it has to be that one. As much as I would love to keep that, that might have to be it. Yeah, that's going to be hard to defeat, especially if they followed up with, like, Faithless Looting. I'm just thinking, because if they play, like, Magus of the Moon, then I have to have the Subtlety, or I just, like, lose on the spot. If I put the Lord in the bottom, there's no guarantee that I'm going to be able to actually use the Subtlety. So, like, I don't know. There's, like, a ton of ways that this goes poorly. The Arid Mesa, if they're smart, is going to get Basic Mountain. So this is all going to suck. They're just not doing anything with it. That's surprising. There's no looting here. I guess I'm just going to play Mutavault and pass. Play Hexcatcher in their turn. Yeah, they did get Basic Mountain. That's not a surprise. Interesting. They're choosing to draw with that. Okay. Alright, we'll see how this goes. Probably just get Plains and play Magus, right? It's the only thing that makes sense. Yeah, attack first. They're all bad choices. I have to Subtlety this thing. So what do I get rid of here? Honestly, probably Harbinger of the Seas, right? Because I play Hexcatcher, then I can play my Lord. Or if I draw a land, maybe I just like play the Sink into Stupor. I don't think the Harbinger of the Seas is really helping me at all here. put it on top. That's not really good at all. I have to play the Lord of Atlantis now, but I'm so vulnerable. Like, they could have basically anything and I'm just gonna die, so. This card is basically never castable. Like, I may as well just play the Cavern of Souls. I'll animate the Mutavault in their turn just to have it up for a Hexcatcher just in case. But yeah, I think we're losing this one just because of Magus. Like, they curved out with, like, you know, their fetches and everything right into Magus, and like Harbinger was just not very effective here, so this does not look terribly promising for us. And now they can get the basic island too, so yeah. They are now a 3-color deck that's playing Magus, and they totally don't care. The mana is too good.
The mana is too good.
Yeah. Seems like a really weird choice to get Sacred Foundry if you know you have Magus in hand. What do you have, like Supreme Verdict or something? Oh, that doesn't even make sense. Like, I don't understand why they would get this. Okay, I'm drawing a card. Are you just gonna play Magus now? Oh, maybe they just didn't want to give me Island Walk. That makes sense. Okay. Well, the plus side is they can't really block, right? Because if they block with Magus, like, this all goes to shit. That tracks. Now they can just cast their Wrath of the Sky. Or Flage, yeah, that's even worse. Yep, okay. Now we're sunk. They're just going to kill Lord of Atlantis, and I have no route back into this game. Like, it's basically impossible here. They have... What? If, like, I need them to time out. I could have... I guess I could have Dismember, right? I'm not going to give them the energy. Paying the 1 doesn't do anything, opponent. You don't have a legal target. You're not getting the energy for it. I need... Actually, Dismember still does a whole lot of work for me here, because if I can Dismember Magus, I unlock the Mutavaults and I can attack, so... That's where we're at, right? And we do have the Dismembers in here still. That's our only out. That doesn't do anything. Yeah, like, playing any of these lands is not, like, really helpful to me. Alright, pass. Tameo can flip and just, like... Oh, they can actually just bring Flosh back right now. Like, we're actually just dead. Yeah, okay, this game's over. Alright. We got actually destroyed by Magus of the Moon, which is unfortunate. Like, it happened twice, which honestly shouldn't happen very often, but they kind of got lucky with the Wrath of the Skies, like getting rid of Vial with a kind of weird mana base out. And then like game two, they just had Magus turn 3 on the play with the fetch lands to get their basics. So like that's fantastic for them, I guess. Punished for only playing the 8 islands, I guess. But once again, like Mutavault, like in 3, I don't know. Like I still don't like 3 Mutavaults. Every time that I play more than 2, like I see this card and it just like hurts me. Like this would have been so much better if it was just another island. I don't want to get rid of Cavern of Souls because there's just way too many counter spells between the Jeskai decks and the Dimir decks. So I really really want to 4 caverns, but I don't like the Mutavault at all. Sorry, this is just it hurts me to say this as somebody who owns like the foil full art ones, but no, I don't like this. 2 at most. That's it. The island matters more. I think we need the Sink into Stupors. Like these are just too important to the deck, but we want at least 9 islands in the end. If one of these like was an island, I think we would have had a much better chance against that. So I don't know. That's unfortunate. What do I feel about this deck? Like I don't know. I can't really make any good assessment about this format right now because it just everything's all over the place. Like we lost against Jeskai, which like I don't know. I'm not hugely concerned by that matchup, but like maybe I should be because Faithless Looting and Kiora seems like that could be a thing. So maybe we need slightly better Graveyard Hate because I guess they also have Flash too. So what is Relic like? Maybe better for that. Like this card is okay. It's certainly like it's not bad, but I guess Relic is a little bit easier to like get value out of. I don't know. Like this is going to be better against some graveyard decks and worse against others. So it's going to really depend upon which ones really get enabled. Like if it's mostly just like this kind of deck, then yeah, the relic might be a little bit better. But if it's more stuff that's like dredge or what like Phoenix or something, like you want more targeted stuff because you really want to get like Venge Vines and Arc like Phoenixes out of the graveyard, and this does the better job of it than Relic does usually. I don't know. Maybe it's still worth it anyway, though. I don't know. Like this, I know that in Legacy this is definitely a lot better because you have to worry about Reanimator, which very specifically does target certain things. So this does help more, but I don't know. Maybe Modern Relic is actually better in this slot. What about Mockingbird? I think I'm not sure if this is what we wanted for this or not. I mean, it does help with the flares against some stuff, but I'm not even sure if the counter spells like are how are we doing with these? Like again, Floodpit seems like it was okay. As long as you don't run into Bowmasters, it's okay. But if you run into Bowmans, it's gonna look really bad. So they're still out there, and I'm still not sure how to feel about this card. As long as Bowmaster exists, like this is just feels weak. Yeah, it's good like buying you some time, but then you need to follow up for it. So I mean it's kind of weird. It's in the same boat as Mockingbird, where it's like if they play the Bowmaster first, then this becomes a lot better because you can play afterwards and it'll be fine. Same way as like if you play this after the Bowmaster, then you copy it and kill it and that's okay. But if you play either of these first, then it's like it's just devastating. So yeah, it's kind of strange. I don't know what the right configuration for this is right now. But I mean, I feel like we probably need some number of these cards just because, like, yeah, the Oculus deck is way too popular, and we need some stuff against it. I'm not sure exactly what. The Tidebinders felt like they were fine. Like this card is just generically useful. I'm just not sure if maybe we just need like less counter spells or what. The other match we lost was Twin, right? And like, again, we had a lot of tools against Twin, but like, the Pyroclasm was pretty devastating, and the Hexcatcher didn't really do a whole lot against that. Yeah, so I don't know. Like, I don't have the answer to it. Like, maybe it's fine as is, but like, I'm still not inclined to mess with this format too much until things like settle down. Because like, I don't really like Merfolk when the metagame is like all over the place because we're a deck that really needs to tune for specific metagames, and there isn't really one right now. It's way too wild right now. So we're just gonna have to give it more time to see. Like, it's maybe like a Mox Opal deck just like starts breaking everything, or maybe like a Faithless Looting deck will start breaking everything, or maybe just Boros Energy continues to just like push everything else out. It's who knows. We'll see, but probably next time we'll take a look at Legacy, since that was also shaken up, and I have a little bit more interest in that format because it's a little bit more stable. Um, yeah, so I also really like True Name Nemesis. It's still one of my favorite cards, so we're gonna probably do that next week. But yeah, I don't know, like this format is still really weird to me. I don't know what the answer is, and we're just gonna have to keep trying more of it. And like I can't feel too upset because like some of the matches we lost definitely were all ones where it's like well, two of the three of them are pretty winnable, I think, but like Yawgmoth is just really bad. So yeah, that's you can't be upset about that either because it's like you're gonna lose to a bad matchup. Like yeah, Yawgmoth is, when they resolve Yawgmoth, you're going to lose your stuff. That's just yeah. So and he's also yeah he's a really cool guy. So all right, so that's all I've got for now. If you're watching the replay, thumbs up please. That helps me. Lets me know that you guys are enjoying this content, which is really the only reason that I'm doing this, because I'm here to entertain everybody. So if I'm doing a good job at that, thumbs up. If not, then I don't know, thumbs down it, I guess, or comment or something. What? Yeah, if constructive criticism, yeah, let's go with that. So, all right, that's all I've got for this week.
Bye.
I hope you had a good New Year.
Thanks for watching.
I'll see you next time.